up? I gotta check it again. Alright, it's running. Sometimes I can't hear it. The little DMX has started off. So I'm gonna complete this conversation that I was bringing to you earlier, and how the whole justice system here in Springfield and the finances and the social, pro-social action of a corrections institute, the rehabilitation of those that are within the institute. I have to get something because you guys got a thing on you. You got a thing on your glass, and I only clean this with the proper equipment. So the idea of corrections is to rehabilitate a offender, to give them new tools, to put them in a setting where you can rehabilitate their mind. Okay, I was watching this movie about like Alcatraz and how this guy was being beaten, and it was a Kevin Bacon movie. If you guys have seen it, it's a real good movie, and it really showed a look into the penal system. But I'm going to talk about Springfield. I'm going to talk about Lane County. I'm going to talk about Eugene, Oregon. I'm going to talk about the prison system, and I'm going to talk about, not just the prison system, but I'm going to talk about the jail system. So while I'm also going to be making a homemade hamburger helper, okay? And I'm going to make it so it costs about the same as what you buy in the store, but it's going to taste way better, all right? 1, because I'm using better grade hamburger. 2, because all my ingredients are going to be fresh. All right. And 3, you can do this at home real easy. But I'm going to also combine it with this conversation. I always do a short later anyways. So this is what happened. Okay. Now, the reason why I have this view is that I was an inmate. I said inmate. Excuse me. Oh, don't start all that again. Excuse me while I get comfortable. Because this is. Excuse me. I gotta. If you can see, I gotta put my arms in the sockets, shoulder, blah, blah. Oh, all right. Let's get into this conversation. So this conversation is, all right. In 1996, there was the old jail, okay, without the new build on, okay. In 1996, the federal government gave Lane County $36 million to build the add-on, okay? Now, back then, Springfield would pay $110 per inmate to put them in Lane County Jail. So what you have in Lane County Jail is... I gotta get my mise en place. Cheese, or shell, cheese, onions, celery. Alright. I'm also going to make something else, but I'm going to do that later. Alright, so, what it was able to do was house all the inmates that are being housed right now. Actually, probably about 200 more. Okay? So if you guys are wondering why there's always matrix and there's inmates on the street, alright, well, there's enough room for another 200 to 300 inmates in the old correctional facility. Now, everybody in Springfield is dealing with their meth epidemic because meth epidemic started right here, all right? I've told stories about that. I'm not going to go into that right now. I'm going to talk about what happened to the money, what happened to the pro-social idea of change and rehabilitation of an inmate, and what's going on right now. Because I've seen it from 1996 to 2015. And this view provides me an insight that I can show to the community. So, $36 million to build a whole brand new jail with supermax capabilities so they could hold federal criminals because they were doing a lot of federal stuff. Then they built the federal building, all right? And then Springfield decided, hey, we want a $30 million jail, the largest one in the entire state in a municipal, okay? It's the new jail, all right? It's Hollywood Squares. It's lockdown. It's sound deprivation because the rooms all echo. You're locked in a cell 22 hours a day. If you're lucky, you get on the work crew. There is working on the inside, okay? Gives you no money, only gets you out of the cell, and maybe helps you with your good time. Most of the guys that go in there get flipped in and out, flipped in and out. There's so many guys in there riding time from Springfield because they finally make it to their court and they get their 6 months or their 3 months, and then they get their sanctions, all right? This is what's going on in Springfield, like that, just like that. Well, it used to happen with Lane Community, with the Lane Community Corrections, all right? Big thing, because you didn't have the Springfield huge jail, which cost $30 million. That same year, you needed all this money for the schools, and everybody's like, oh, we have to like get more money for the schools. And I'm like, y'all already had the money. You went, and now you're all paying out of your pocket for this jail downtown. Now, let me tell you something about the penal system as an inmate. If you're in your cell and you got jerks who are running the jail and treating you like inmate and not wanting to at any way provide you with, hey man, look, you act in a better form, you get treated in a better way. You do this, you do this. There's no socialization, there's no nothing. All right? There's no Bible study, there's no work farm, there's no, is there a work release? I don't know. All right? What we used to have, okay, we had a community correctional system, we had a forced work camp. We did not have the Springfield jail. Springfield had to pay over to Lane County. Big deal. All right? In the long run, $30 million is a big deal because guess what? The $30 million you spend on the Springfield jail is all the inmates that would fill the rest of Lane Corrections up. So it makes no sense. You created a monster too big and you tried to pay for it, and what you're doing is recycling criminals, and now the criminals are all thieves and out there strong on that, and they ain't making no money, and it's all a stupid game because these people are stuck, they're down, they're hard, they're in a bad situation. I'm saying this because you used to help them out. The whole mindset of the community was to follow a way of corrections that would put the inmate back on the street. You know what it does sending hoorah an inmate in the prison system to the summit program who comes out and like changes himself? It's an honor to go to the prison system and go to the summit program, all right? Likewise, the forced work camp was in itself the recreation of rehabilitation. It was work 6 days a week. If you screwed up, you found yourself in the hole, you found yourself back to the lousy food, you found yourself back not being able to smoke cigarettes, hang out with the guys. Guess what? You want to hang out at the forced work camp. You want to do a good job. The sheriffs and the inmates are right there working next to each other. Sometimes the sheriffs and the inmates didn't get along, but sometimes there was communication. Okay? Now, you don't got that in Springfield jail at all. So what kind of inmate are you going to get out? Huh? Springfield. You're going to get what you created. You didn't address the very first problem, which you really couldn't address because it all happened underground. But by the time the second problem came up, mass corrections and locking all these people up because of all these crimes, you could have started seeing the issue. And now we're at this point where we've got a jail that's not full. We got a $30 million jail. Springfield's trying to pay for it, the hugest in the area. There's so much crime in Springfield, and these guys just want to come back out right into the game. Bam. Right out to taking your stuff. Bam. Right out into making Springfield crumble. Why? Ain't nobody in there giving these guys a way to like learn respect upon themselves and for themselves and to like get out in the community. I don't care if I'm an ex-felon or ex-addict or, dude, I walk by a code and I always walk by that code. You know, I don't hurt children. I've never raped a woman. I stopped stealing a long time ago when I had to sit into a friend's house good 15, 16 years ago and tell that man I stole from him. And he was a friend of my family. I ain't never stole nothing from another person ever. It's just not like that, you know? And if I've made a mistake, I make right. We all fall short, right? But there's a code out there, man. And Springfield, you broke them all. You stopped caring about the individual here. You stopped caring about the kids to the point they've turned in. Go away, fly. I'm trying to talk. To a bunch of kids with no hope out there starting to gang up, starting to like get hard. They're carrying guns for the last couple of years, I guess. They're scaring the heck out of people. And it's all because they lost their way because y'all didn't do what was necessary. Yeah, it was about, look, 10 years ago when you built the prison, wasn't it? Isn't that old enough for all the children who were back then who needed the money to go to school and could have had the chances? How many of them are in that prison right now, in that jail right down there in Municipal, in Springfield? If you do not institute a way for a man to become better in himself and to realize his faults and realize, I'm an addict, man. I can't be around this kind of people. I am criminal thinking errors. I cannot be around this type of people. What I can be around is like good people, saintly people, righteous people, but I can also give voice to my brothers and sisters over there, and I don't put them down at all because guess what? My arms are like, they go both ways in a hug. So that's what happened. So look at the community breakdown. Figure out how to fix it. Start Facebook groups for each area of Springfield. Start a prison reach out to the inmates in municipal jail. Figure out how to get the forest work camp working again. Stop the in and out cycle and get these guys, I'm sorry, to do the time necessary in the proper way so it gives them a sense of redirection and community. If you're going to give them the time anyways and make them go through the programs anyways, well then do something right with it, man. Okay? And I'm not even bringing up the fact that we're in major cocaine countries and stuff like that. They don't even have the time to prosecute all the drugs. They just put them right into treatment. They're a little ahead of us because things got that bad there. Well, things are that bad here, man. And P.S., y'all, drugs ain't the problem. The mindset, the dysfunction, the mental loss, the hopelessness, the installation of whatever establishment is feeding the drugs to the community and how they feed it to the community and what they consider as, we all look all around G'd up, G'd up, G'd up. What does G'd up mean, man? Gunned up, bagged up, done time. What does it really mean, man? Are you on the right path? Are you a gangbanger from the 80s and 90s? Guess what? 70% of them are dead or in jail for life. Huh. Is that what you want? Because that's where, like, the whole community is heading. Everybody keeps getting this hard-headed mentality. They ain't going to listen and learn and love. And Springfield's getting tighter and tighter and smaller and drama and more criminal and more criminal, more lies and more lies and more hate and more hate. and it's imploding, man. And if you don't do something soon, man, you're going to be just like Salem. It's going to be a mess. This is Springfield and Eugene, and this is Lane County. And if y'all can't work together to get this shit straight, of all places, I'm really at loss for the criminal justice system here and for the whole United States. It's already a mess, but can't we start somewhere to fix it? And I'm saying this as an ex-felon, that fly on my head, I'm going to get him. As an ex-addict, as a guy who has to live off of medical marijuana and a bunch of medications because I'm handicapped, and I don't want to live off that crap, man. But I'll tell you the truth, brother is what a brother is, and this is Oregon. I ain't say it now. You know, I'll probably never give up weed. I ain't gonna do it all the time though. Got things to do, life to live, you know. People here have lives to live. That's why I have 7 business plans to raise these people up. By the time these little kids out here are going into high school, I want them to see a dream, man. Just on the other side of community college. Just on the other side of getting out of high school and learning a trade. Not getting out and trying to get a job and not getting a job because there ain't no jobs around here, and then getting up into the meth game and getting deeper and stealing and fool stuff, man. A lot of fool stuff going on around here. Peace up, man. Straighten y'alls out. There are always going to be some things that exist, but there was a time, as you'll see in my book, when things existed, but also there was a code. It's a good thing to have a code. It keeps children safe, keeps the community strong. And some men, they have to be the watchers of everything. Amen to that. Hopefully we got the right men with heart and wisdom. Not headbusters. We're dealing with a lot of headbusters now, and it's not making our community better. Any way you put it. I'm not talking about boxers or scrappers. I'm talking about headbusters, and you all know who you are. And don't come on anybody anymore with that power thing. It ain't working. You're just tearing things up. And guess what? These kids in school now, they will not put up with it. So, it's a good time to fix things. Peace up, man. Thor. Amen. I'm sorry. May the Great Spirit, you know, and all the little people who don't believe in nothing, hear it. Love can change things, motherfuckers. Love can change things, yes it can. Just believe in yourself. Believe and say, oh, amen. Say what you want later. I'm Thor.